Hi guys, Harry here, and a second trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet just dropped recently, and I thought now would be a good time to go over all the hidden Easter eggs and hidden things that they have put in this new trailer. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get into the video. So, the trailer starts with the main character of Pokemon Scarlet in their bedroom. We get the back view of him, and what we see in his bedroom is on his wall there is stickers of Applin, Drifloon, and Hatene. So, most likely those Pokemon with those types are in the game. And stickers maybe that's stickers coming back into the game, maybe ball capsules that we recently got, obviously in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and we had in the originals as well. So maybe we'll have that in this game of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet as well. And then we see a transition into the front view of the main character, but he becomes the Violet main character, as we see by the change in the badge and also his shorts becoming from a scarlet colour to a violet colour. And we see obviously the Nintendo Switch in his bedroom. Of course, they always have the console, the new Nintendo console in the main character's bedroom. And then we get a transition out of the house from the main character of Scarlet running down this path, probably away from his house. And on his house, there seems to be a couple of drawings or paintings. On the right-hand window, as you look at it, there seems to be a painting of a dinosaur. We can just see the dinosaur's head, so maybe this is a new Pokemon that obviously we haven't seen released yet. And also, on the left side window, as you look at it, there seems to be two more paintings, and they kind of look a bit like Sprigatito, the grass-type starter, and Lechonk, a new Pokemon that we'll get into as the trailer goes on. Again, we see another transition from the Scarlet main character to the Violet main character, and the Violet character is also running down this path, and he seems to be by the coast. So maybe this is a water region, a lot like Hoenn, and there seems to be a heart-shaped cast in the water. However, it could just be, as we've seen, an Applin sticker in this in the main character's bedroom. Maybe it's just an Applin statue, as it has a heart shape like for its eyes, or maybe it's a love disc statue, although it could be a new Pokemon. There is also a rock that looks a bit like a pig or a hippo. Maybe it's Lechonk's evolution. So sticking with the Violet character, they run by this petrol station with like a lot of like there seems to be like a fueling bit, maybe getting into the legendaries later on. And there seems to be a couple of ads too. There is one ad featuring a Wingull, and I think that maybe it has something to do with shoes, so maybe we'll get a lot of character customization in this game. And then just past that, we see in the background 2 to 3 spires, maybe again something to do with the churches. As I've said, Spain is a very Catholic country, so maybe there is something to do with the different schools. And on the subject of the different schools or the different churches, we see 2 different badges. One with a half an orange for Scarlet, and one with some grapes for Violet. And I was looking at it, and side by side, they could be in both games, because one has Scarlet has right the right side as you look at it view of the Pokeball place, and Violet has the left side as you look at it Pokeball type of place. And there is some weird things that why I think they could be in both games is because Scarlet and Violet have kind of two different time zone type of things, like in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But in Violet, they are more futuristic, and in Scarlet, they are more primitive. However, in this shot, we see in the background, just to the side of the Pokeball place, there is a treetop kind of makeshift tree house in Violet, which would not make sense, but it would make sense in Scarlet. And in Scarlet, we see a metal observatory, like a dome, and it looks like really futuristic, and that's in Scarlet, so it would make sense for that to be in Violet. Then we go to this shot, a wide shot, and we see a mountain in the background, and maybe that is where the Pokemon League is, at the top, because a lot of the Pokemon Leagues, they are up a mountain, so maybe that's where the League is in Scarlet and Violet. And I just want to say, though, there is something weird in the middle of the shot, like this lighthouse type thing. So I don't know if this is a lighthouse or whether this is something just in Violet or just in Scarlet. It seems like it's right in the middle of it, so it seems very prominent, and it looks a bit like a lighthouse. But I think we get another shot of it later in the trailer. We then see Pokemon Scarlet and Violet flash onto the screen, and in the word of Scarlet, it has fire in it, very primitive, primeval. It's passionate as well. And Violet has stars in it, of course, very futuristic, looking to the sky, looking to expand onwards, but also very mechanical and unfeeling. And let's move in to the next part of the trailer. Suddenly there is a tonal music change, and we see a TV, and we go through it like we have with other ones like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and we go into both professors, and they both seem young. And I think the professors, excluding Professor Magnolia, but she kind of gives it to Sonia at the end, the professors seem to keep getting younger. First of all, we see Professor Sada, the female, who is the professor of Scarlet, and she is dressed in kind of more primitive clothing. She has a necklace around her neck made of fangs. She has a fur type mane on her lab coat, and her hairstyle is a short wavy side shave hairstyle, and also she seems to have small fangs when she is smiling, and another indication of her being the professor for Scarlet is she has an orange top on. And then we see Professor Turo, who is totally different. He is dressed more futuristically, and he has on his shirt, he has a black, very clean, very plasticky shirt type thing on with Scarlet lights on, and he has facial hair which is bordered really straight. It is only by straight lines. There is no bits that are kind of wild or out and the other professor's hair. And I do want to say, with his hair, he has a quiff hairstyle, so all lot of hair up at the front and the back, but very short at the sides. And I do want to say there is a good comparison between those two, because Professor Sada obviously has the short side shaved hair, so she has a lot of hair on one side and shaved the other side, but it may be for some more practical reasons, whereas his is purely for the design of the futuristic stuff. And we also, behind both of them, we have a blackboard that has something to do with time travel. We then see the starters, all three of them at first, and then we go into them separately. First off, we have a look at Sprigatito playing in a field of wild flowers, loving it, and it's just so cute to see them there. Quaxley playing in a pond, like flipping its hair around, it looks cool, and Foikoko excited over an orange. Now maybe this is a big thing because an orange was associated with Scarlet, and I haven't seen like grapes with the starters, so this will be always Scarlet and Violet. So maybe that's why. But in the background of the Quaxley shot, we also I saw an orange tree and that weird lighthouse thing again. That was in the wide shot. However, it looks more futuristic here, so maybe it's still a lighthouse, but I think it could be something completely different. And I do just want to say there is a massive comparison between these starters of Scarlet and Violet and the starters of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I just want to show you this quick clip of the Sword and Shield starters. We then see this girl known as Nymphona. I think I got that right. Sorry if I got that wrong. But who seems to be our rival. And she says to us, "Are you these three's trainer?" And I don't think we're going to get all three of them. I think we'll only get one choice. But it's not unheard of that we get to see the Pokemon away from the professor. So I wouldn't say we just get to pick them. We get to have all three of them. I think it's only pick one. But more on our rival in the next part of the trailer. So, Nymphona, our rival, is there, and the character seems to engage in a battle with her. And behind her, we see the Wingull ad again, maybe for shoes, and we see it transition to an ad for tyres, and there seems to be like a dog, maybe Bolton, so maybe Yamper and Bolton are in this region, but I am not sure. And our rival, she has a Pokemon of Pawmi. The Pikachu clone of this region, a pure electric type. So this is cool. Again, we saw Ray and Akari have Pikachu in Legends Arceus, and our rival in Scarlet and Violet has the Pikachu clone of this region. So it's a cool comparison between Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, maybe something bleeding in soon. As I have something here, we see an ad for maybe coffee, and then we see the Power of Science man, who says the power of science is amazing, and he confirms a multiplayer function or mode or something like that of up to 4 people. And the thing for Pokemon Legends Arceus is there's an ad showing Quillfish. However, it looks like a non-Hisuian Quillfish. However, it could be good as Scarlet is more primitive. We get the Hisuian forms of those Pokemon. And in Violet, the non-Hisuian Quillfish and Sneasel and those in Violet. But I just think it would be cool if we had the Hisuian forms in Scarlet and the non-Hisuian forms in Violet. And I think that would be really cool. On those electronic billboards behind our rival, we also get an advert for like a phone maybe, so maybe there's something with the Rotom phone as well that we had in Pokemon Sword and Shield, maybe just so in Violet, but Scarlet could have it as well. We get to see all 4 characters, and they all look very different, so hopefully we'll have more character options to choose from and more clothing options to choose from as well, as they all seem to be in a school uniform, or a uniform of some sort, but they all seem to have a different spin on it, which I think would be cool. So, in the next part of the trailer, we get to see lots of Pokemon. We see Fletchling near a rocky type area, which I don't know why Fletchling would want to be there, being a normal flying type, eventually evolving into a fire flying type. We see Fluffy in a grassy area, however this area is near a road. So it's kind of like maybe a battle off to the side, we're battling a trainer or something. And we also see Smoliv, a grass and normal type in a fieldy sort of area. So Smoliv, a new Pokemon. Like obviously it's an olive Pokemon, so there's the obvious one of small olive, but it's so cute. It's a bit weird, but I think it's cute, and it shows that Pokemon are walking around like they are in Legends Arceus. So maybe we'll have more of a Legends Arceus battle system in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Again, we see the petrol station again, it's probably replacing the Pokemon Center of this region. In the background, again, you see the Pokeball symbol that we had in Sword and Shield. But this petrol station type thing is replacing the actual Pokemon Center, but that's in the background of the shot with the Smolivs. There also seems to be a building in the top left in another shot with the Smolivs, so maybe a power plant or a power station, as it seems to be a lot of steam or something coming from there. So maybe there's something big like in Galar, but instead in this region, maybe that's where the final fight will take place with the evil team in these games. However, we also see the player try to catch a Smoliv and obviously critical capture it. So of course critical captures are in this game. I don't know why they would not put them in, but they are in, so it's just a nice thing that critical captures we see as a thing. We also get to see another new Pokemon, probably the Snom of this generation, Lechonk, a pure normal type, and it's kind of like funny like Lechonk because he looks chunky, but actually he is mostly all muscle. That thing he is because Lechonks walk around in search of their food, so a lot of it is built up from walking of pure muscle. I think there is like a dish of something like lechon in Spanish, so hopefully no one eats lechon because it's just so cute. And then we see the player character again battling with Lechonk, and it looks like the battle system is very similar to Legends Arceus, as Lechonk's HP bar is above it, and it seems to be you can just walk into them and battle them at any time, but maybe it's a bit different, maybe more towards Sword and Shield, but again, it's just a cool thing to point out. In the next part of the trailer, the character comes across this small kid with a tourist shirt on him. He's wearing a tourist shirt, so maybe a new tourist form, or maybe even a tourist evolution. But I think it's cool. I think Taurus needs a bit more love, as he hasn't had anything for, well, since he's been introduced, really. And the small kid has a tutle, again from Sword and Shield, and when it's just a fun detail, but when tutle lands, the rock and ground jumps up a little bit when he lands, just showing that these Pokemon actually do have an impact in the real world environment. We then come across another petrol station with ads for Regieleki and Victini, it looks like. But it's just cool that they advertise stuff with legendaries anyway. It looks a lot like Regieleki and Victini. We also see a trade going on. We see a trade between Bagon and Larvitar. Of course, Bagon, the pseudo-legendary, well, one of the pseudo-legendaries of Gen 3, and Larvitar, the pseudo-legendary of Gen 2. And maybe they're version exclusives, maybe that's why they're trading. Anyway, on to the next bit of the trailer. In this part of the trailer, we see a lot more Pokemon again. We see Pokemon like Venonat in a grassy area. We see Colossals in a mine-type area. We see a Toxapex, a Shelder, and maybe another Toxapex. I don't really know what it is, but I think it's a Toxapex in the background on a beach. Cryogonal in a snowy area, and just cool side note, the character also shields his face from the snow as he's like running through the snowy area. Just cool that the environment not only impacts the Pokemon, or the Pokemon impact the environment, but also impact the player character as well. And then we come across these lists of strong Pokemon using a move. We see Gengar using the move Shadow Ball. Probably, I think it looks a lot like Shadow Ball. We see Lurantis using Petal Blizzard or Petal Dance or some move like that. And we see a Talonflame using probably Flame Charge. It looks a lot like Flame Charge. It's just cool to see all these Pokemon and these older gen strong Pokemon using a lot of different moves as well. In this part of the trailer, we open on this battlefield, and it's like a very green. It seems to be surrounded by flowers as well, so maybe this is the grass gym leader's battlefield, and there also seems to be some flora in a pot. I don't know why, but it looks like it's in a pot. And as I just said, it looks like this is the grass gym leader's battlefield, but there are also a lot of the colour red in there, and there's also a windmill there. I know that's more to do with grass, but maybe it's not just a grass type team, there is also a weather type team. And I think that would be really cool, as it shows that it's not just like you don't just need to know type matchups and go in there with a load of fire types. You have to go in there with a diverse team as well, and I think it would make it a lot more cool. As Raihan, the 8th gym leader of Sword and Shield, he was a dragon type gym leader, but really he was a sandstorm team. So I think it would be cool to see a weather team in Scarlet and Violet, and also maybe a progression. It doesn't matter which gyms you go to first. They all scale themselves based on how many badges you have. We then also see a flag like at a race. So maybe this is a gym challenge, or maybe this is a cool mini game like the mini games we had in Legends Arceus with the Weird Ear balloon pop-in race. It's cool, and I think I would like to see this as a gym challenge or even as a mini game. We then go to this mining area and we see something tunnel underground. So maybe we'll get an underground again. I mean, the Grand Underground in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was probably one of the shining peaks in that game, giving a lot of access to a lot of diversity of Pokemon and getting things that you would only get underground in that game. So I think it would be cool to have an underground again. As I said, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Pokemon Legends Arceus were the last two games that we've had, and of course that we had the Grand Underground in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And then it comes across the splits again, and we see obviously the battlefield and also the mining town, so the mining area. So we see that, but maybe there's this other one of this tower. Maybe it's a gym leader's tower, as I mean, Raihan, his gym was in a castle. So I think it would be cool to have like maybe a gym like that, although maybe it's a drill or something for the environment or something. Then the first part of the trailer ends with the main character with his Pikachu running along, and they look out over into the sea. We then get a tonal trailer change as it goes into a more real-world setting, becoming the second part of the trailer, and it more looks like a real-world setting, coming down from the clouds, dropping down into this canyon area, going through it, going out and coming through and going out into the ocean with a small rocky little island on the in the middle of the ocean, it seems, where we see the legendaries. And it's we've seen legendaries on different islands before. Of course, Articuno was in the Seafoam Islands, Lugia was in the Whirl Islands, so maybe that's where we'll encounter the legendaries in Scarlet and Violet. So, in the trailer, we go up this cliff face of this island, and we come face to face with the two legendary Pokemon while we span up them. First of all, I would like to go with Corydon, who is the legendary of Scarlet, who is, of course, mostly a red colour, and he has 2 arms, 2 legs, both webbed fingers and feet. He has like feathers flowing down his back, very peacocky is on his arms as well as he has a tire in his chest, and like the tail goes out into feathers. He looks so cool. And then we see the legendary of Violet, Maridon, who is mostly purple, and Maridon, it looks so cool as well. Of course, the legendary for Violet, who has like jets for legs, metal claws, a chest that lights up with it lights up with violet mostly, but also other colours as well. And also has like an electric fire coming from its eyelids, a metal tail, and eyes that are made of pixels. There is definitely more to pick apart in Meridon, but I think that's because it looks a lot more man-made. However, if the legendaries are man-made or not man-made, it doesn't matter, because apparently they can both transform into motorbikes, which is maybe why we have the gas stations. Maybe we'll get them real soon, but that's why there is Corydon with a tyre in its chest, and why Meridon has like jets for legs. It's just so cool and so insane, as well as them being able to transform into bikes or factoring that into their design. They are also based a bit on reptiles as well, and I think it's just so cool that they have like tyre and jets just to make the legendaries transforms into bikes. It's so cool. Another thing of them being able to transform into bikes, apparently Corydon's name can be translated to Ride On in the Past, and Miradon's name can be translated to Ride On in the Future. And is just amazing. And then it goes to the screen of the box arts, and they start as books going into the video games. So hopefully we'll get lots of lore as like books on the legendary transform into the game. So hopefully lots of lore on these legendaries and why they can transform into motorbikes. However, Scarlet and Violet, it says, will release Friday, November 18th, 2022. So we got a bit of waiting to do yet, but I am so excited and it looks so cool. However, there is just one more part of the trailer. So, the final part of the trailer is this Pokeball sliding or gliding through this like weird dimension type thing. And to me it looks like the mirror dimension from Doctor Strange. So maybe the new mechanic of this generation, the Mega Evolution, the Z move, the Dynamax, maybe this is a move, a mechanic that will make your Pokemon stronger or the opponent's Pokemon weaker, or maybe both. However, as a caveat to it, like your Pokemon being stronger than the opponent's, or their Pokemon being weaker, it only lasts like a limited time. You can only use it once per battle, or it ends when Pokemon that used it gets switched out. So I think it's just so cool, and I think this like is cool to me, like think of it as the mirror dimension, because it really looks like that. So I think this could be a strong contender for the mechanic of Scarlet and Violet. But let me know what you thought of the trailer. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. Also leave a like and comment down below. Are you excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Are you getting it? What starter are you choosing? And I will see you in the next one.